They told me to start over, to rebuild, to find peace. But peace was never the goal. Not after what they did. Not after what I lost. I didn't start over to heal. I started over to never need healing again, to become untouchable, to become ruthless. Because the truth is, I didn't just lose people. I lost myself piece by piece until there was nothing left but a shell. They saw me crumble, watched me fall, then turned their backs and walked away. No help, no apology, just silence. I reached for hands that were never there, screamed into rooms that stayed quiet, begged for understanding from people who just wanted a show. They got bored when I stopped pretending and left when I stopped performing. I was drowning in pain no one saw, dragging a soul that felt hollow. You ever look in the mirror and see a stranger? That was me. A ghost in my own skin. I thought I was broken. Thought maybe they were right. That maybe I wasn't enough. That maybe I deserved the silence, the distance, the loss. But then came the quiet. Not the kind that comforts. The kind that exposes. The kind that makes you face yourself. No distractions, no noise, just truth. And the truth was brutal. I had been too soft, too forgiving, too hopeful, and they fed off it, took what they wanted, left what they didn't. So I stopped asking, stopped waiting, stopped bleeding for people who couldn't handle a paper cut. I looked at the mess, and I owned it. This was my collapse. But it was also the beginning, not of healing, but of hardening. There comes a point where you stop waiting for them to come back, waiting for closure, waiting for the pain to end. I reached that point alone, cold, empty, and that's when it happened. Not loud, not dramatic, just still. A voice inside said, "Get up," not because I felt strong, but because staying down hurt worse. Starting over isn't beautiful. It's not soft music and perfect timing. It's raw, it's brutal, it's bloody. You wake up one day with nothing left to lose, no reputation, no comfort, no backup, and you say, fine, if this is all I have, then I'm using it. Pain, good, that means I'm still alive. Anger, even better, that means I care enough to fight. They expected me to fade, to shrink, to break quietly. But I made a decision. If I had to rebuild, I'd rebuild with steel, with fire, with no softness left. I didn't want to go back. I wanted to replace everything, the weakness, the doubt, the need. Starting over is war, not with them, with yourself. The old you tries to pull you back. You have to kill that version, bury it, walk away. This time I wasn't rebuilding to be liked. I was rebuilding to be untouchable, unshakable, unrecognizable. That was the decision. And I made it with nothing but scars in my chest and fire in my gut. Starting over hurts. Every step feels like walking barefoot on broken glass. But I kept walking because going back, that wasn't an option. I didn't want to heal the old wounds. I wanted to replace the skin, tear out the softness, grow armor instead. People thought I was getting better. They were wrong. I was getting dangerous. I stopped pretending to be okay, stopped nodding, stopped smiling when I wanted to scream. You know what I did? I stared at the pain, held it, let it burn through me till I was numb to it. Every scar became part of the blueprint, a reminder, a reason, a lesson. I wasn't fixing the old version of me. I was building a new one that didn't flinch, one that didn't wait, one that didn't care if it made people uncomfortable. Kindness became currency I no longer gave away. Compassion became something you earn, not something you expect. I rebuilt with fire, with silence, with discipline. No more apologies, no more explanations, no more bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand me a bandage. The world taught me how to break, so I taught myself how to never break again. This wasn't healing. This was construction under pressure. It was ugly, loud on the inside, quiet on the outside. And every time I got stronger, I lost something soft, something innocent. But I didn't mourn it because softness never protected me. Steel did. That's what the rebuild was. Steel, stone, silence, and a face they wouldn't recognize if they looked me in the eye today. Something shifted, quiet at first, but permanent. I stopped walking like I owed the world an apology. I started moving like I owned every room I stepped into. No more flinching, no more explaining. The version of me they broke, dead, gone, buried beneath every lie they told. This new version, it doesn't beg. It doesn't wait. It doesn't care what they think. I became cold, not cruel, silent, not soft. And that silence, it speaks louder than any scream ever could. I no longer wanted to be understood. I wanted to be respected or feared. Both worked. They called me heartless. Good. A heart like mine didn't survive what I went through. It evolved. It hardened. People who once saw me as weak, they couldn't look me in the eyes now. And if they did, they'd see something unfamiliar, something sharp, unbothered, unforgiving. This wasn't about revenge. This was about presence, the kind that walks into the room and shifts the air, the kind that no longer seeks permission. I don't follow anymore. I lead, and if no one follows, then I walk alone. That's the power. Not needing anyone, not hoping, not asking. They thought starting over would soften me. It didn't. It refined me, cut the fat, stripped the noise, left only focus. This is the transformation, not into someone better, but into someone impossible to break again. I didn't come back the same. I didn't come back soft. I came back with fire in my chest and silence on my tongue. They didn't recognize me. Good. They weren't meant to. I didn't come to reconnect. I came to remind them what happens when you try to bury someone who knows how to rise. They thought they'd broken me, that I'd stayed down, that I'd disappear. But here I am, standing, breathing, unmoved, unapologetic. They tried to end me, but I ended everything they built around me, their narratives, their power, their illusion of control. I didn't raise my voice. I raised my standards. I didn't ask for space. I took it. I don't chase. I don't explain. I don't forgive, because forgiveness is a gift, and I owe them nothing. Let them feel uncomfortable. Let them feel confused. Let them sit in the silence they left me in. I'm not the villain. I'm the consequence, and that's scarier than any revenge. This return wasn't for them, it was for me to stand tall, to walk through the ashes of my past and not feel a single ounce of regret. They say I've changed. Yes, I've changed so much. I wouldn't let the old me near me now. This version of me is sharp, director, ruthless, not reckless, not cruel, just done with excuses, done with softness, done with people who leave and expect the door to stay open. I don't return calls. I don't explain disappearances. I disappear and I evolve. Let them wonder. Let them watch. Let them realize the person they left behind came back as someone they could never handle. I live by new rules now. No more second chances. No more wide open heart for people with dirty hands. I don't explain myself. I don't soften the truth to protect someone else's comfort. If it's sharp, it's meant to be. If it hurts, good. That means it cuts through the lies. I don't trust easily, that's earned. And most people never will. Kindness still exists in me, but it's caged, protected, reserved for the rare few who deserve it. Everyone else, they get the version that survived the fire, not the one who danced in it. I don't flinch at distance anymore. If someone leaves, I hold the door open wider, let it swing shut behind them like a verdict. I don't wait, I don't chase, I don't hope. Hope is expensive. It cost me too much. I rely on action now, discipline, silence, movement. This version of me doesn't break. It calculates, it executes. Pain is no longer something I run from. It's something I use as fuel, as clarity. I carry my scars like a crown, visible, undeniable, proof that I walked through hell and came back with fire in my eyes. People say I'm different now. They're right, because this is what happens when you start over and refuse to come back the same. I didn't start over to be better. I started over to be ruthless, not heartless, but precise, purposeful. This world taught me that being soft only gets you stepped on. So I sharpened every edge. I cleaned every wound with salt. I got stronger where it hurt the most. I don't want revenge. I want results. And I don't need anyone to understand just to get out of my way, because now I walk with a different weight, not burden, power, and I don't carry it for them. I carry it for me.